New at 5, we are learning more about the teenager who was stabbed overnight in the Bronx.
This surveillance video shows a fight with a ending.
Justice for Delilah!
On the night of May 29th, 2018, the Bronx was alive with Memorial Day energy. Some said there was a party in a club. Others swore it was a courtyard cookout. One of those big gatherings where old friends and fresh tension mixed. Whatever the setting, the outcome was the same. By the end of the night, 18-year-old Damian Gilbert, known on the street as Dummy or Dumb Out, would be bleeding out on the sidewalk, surrounded by panic, sirens, and betrayal. Dummy had a reputation. He was tight with heavy hitters on the street and was said to move heavy with the Bloodhound Brims before the Drilly crew had even formed. Some knew him for lining people up. Others just called him a demon.
Well, I'm gonna keep it 100. Bro, that was my brother.
Yeah.
Like, type of person he was a demon.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like, for me, after that happened, I feel like anyone could go. Cause it's like, if he went, he put everybody through it. As long as he walked this earth,
Yeah.
he was putting through it. And the only reason that happened to him is cause he ain't respect it.
On that night, Dummy let his guard down. According to police and eyewitnesses, he got into a fight with the man he knew, someone from the neighborhood. It started as a scuffle, hands thrown, crowd watching. But then, that man walked away, disappeared into the building, and came back with a knife.
Then they went across the street, they started fighting again. Next thing I know, screams. People saying, you stabbed him, you stabbed him. I see the guy laying in the street, holding his chest, beating it.
What happened next was captured on surveillance video. A group pours out onto the street. The fight spills onto the sidewalk. The crowd starts to shift, and then Dummy collapses. The blade had gone into his chest.
Here on DeKalb Avenue in the Norwood section of the Bronx, witnesses tell Pix 11 at first the fight started inside this building, then spilled out onto the street, and that's when someone in the group pulled a knife.
When EMTs arrived, Dummy was still alive, barely. They rushed him to Montefiore Hospital, where he was pronounced deceased shortly after arrival. But even in his passing, the story didn't end there. As paramedics loaded Dummy's body into the ambulance, something went wrong. The stretcher tilted. His body slid off, almost hitting the pavement before medics caught him. The clip spread fast. In the following days, the city mourned. But the streets did what the streets do. They turned pain into content. And as the Bronx drill scene evolved, that moment, frozen shaky footage, would become the starting point of a wave of disrespect that would haunt Dummy's name long after the fight was over.
The 18-year-old Damian Gilbert at the hospital, stabbed several times in the chest. You can see the victim stumble right there. Now police are looking for someone the victim knew.
In the days after Dummy's passing, the air in the streets was heavy. A makeshift memorial sprang up on the same block where he had bled out. Candles lined the sidewalk, plastic flowers, marker-written posters with nicknames and messages like, "Long live Dumb Out."
The friends and family are in complete shock, spending the day building this makeshift memorial.
Everybody's like family around here, so it's weird that, that happened.
Neighbors were caught between grief and confusion. Some described Dummy as just another young man trying to make it out.
And Diana, this is the memorial. It has been growing throughout the day as people come by and leave messages and also leave candles here in memory of the teenager. All this as police continue to search.
Others whispered about the troubles he had been in, the people he ran with. One woman told reporters that the block felt like family and that what happened didn't make sense. The grief didn't stay quiet for long. Yami G was one of the first to speak out.
Oh yeah, bro, it's tatted on me. That's my best friend, you hear me? Like, that's my best friend. Like, if you know, like, that's really my best friend. Like, this, bro, I could go on for days, you heard? I could go on for days. This is, he's like me in another body, bro. I swear to God, that's my left hand. Like, that's really my brother, you heard? Like, for real, like, that's my brother. Like, there's no other way to explain it, you heard? Like, that's, you see him, you see me, you heard? Like, that's how it was. Like, that was that. I ain't like, when he died, I really felt like I could after that, you heard? Like,
in interviews later that year, he didn't hold back. He said losing Dummy shattered him. That Dummy was his brother, his right hand, the person who gave the crew its edge.
I didn't know what to do, bro. I was fake lost, bro. I was just like, damn, like, this could definitely die now. I never felt like I could. I felt like on some, I was a little nigga. We 3 days apart in age, you feel me? Like, I'm September 9th, he's September 12th. We the same age. So it's like, all my birthdays now, it's like, nah, I gotta think about that, you heard? Yeah. We both Virgos and we always together. It's like, you feel me? Like, this it's my partner in crime, all type of you heard? Like, this, you know what I'm saying? I got a few of like that, but that right there, he really,
He talked about how, after Dummy passed away, some of the people around them started moving weird. Like his passing has shifted the entire energy of the circle.
Hectic, I ain't gonna lie. Niggas started turning up. We ain't never have no losses, bro. We was them niggas before, but like after that, bro, everybody was just on some like. But then, like when he, I really seen a lot of true colors too from a lot of people. Like a lot of people that's around us that I didn't really think was like weird. Like I just, man, it's mad shit that come with that shit. It's mad shit that happen with that shit, bro. I carry that on my back though, respectfully.
Dummy, in his words, wasn't just someone in the background. He was the one everyone followed. Good Day Ray backed that up. He said Dummy was the ringleader of the group, the one who was really in the field.
Like all the little young niggas on the block used to tell me about Dumb Out and shit. Like, he know about you already type shit. Like, watch when you meet Dumb Out type shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause that's the homie. But like, to them, like, that was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to say niggas really looked up to Dumb Out because they was like all the same age, but Dumb Out was like, I guess the most active one. He was getting locked up and from younger and back and forth. Because when I came home, that's the type of shit I already heard.
Dummy moved heavy and fast, and people knew it. He had pull, he had presence, and when he was gone, there was a vacuum. Not just emotionally, but strategically. A hole that his crew would try to fill the only way they knew how. One of those people was Spaz Drilly. He and Dummy had been close, active together, plotting together, stacking clout and enemies. And after Dummy was hit, Spaz didn't just mourn. He mobilized. What started as a loose connection became something bigger, something structured, something angry. Out of Dummy's passing, the Drilly crew was born. It wasn't just revenge. It was a movement, a declaration. The Bronx had lost one of theirs, and now the Bronx was going to feel it.
Yeah, it's Crips up the block. I grew up with them. Like some of them, like niggas actually from the block. You know,
Yeah.
Just like every other hood, there's new niggas everywhere. Type shit. So
Gotcha.
even though, like I'm saying, I know the original niggas from that because that's my neighborhood too. I'm saying. Drilly's chilled on that block. Everybody chilled on that block. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dumb Out, God rest his soul, he passed away on that block.
Gotcha. What was
and not even on no op shit with them. It just this situation happened on that block.
Dumb Out came up in a tight corner of the Bronx. He ran with Spaz Drilly before the Drilly name had even caught momentum. Not long before his passing, Dummy had taken a job at Dollar Tree. A quiet attempt at change, a move away from the constant pressure of the streets. Maybe it was temporary. Maybe it was real. Either way, it didn't last. The Bronx doesn't give second chances easily. By the time he was hit, Dummy's name wasn't on tracks or blogs. He wasn't famous to the outside world, but inside his world, the world that mattered, he had already become a figure. Someone people followed, someone people feared. After his passing, his reputation wouldn't fade. it would spread, because the Bronx wouldn't let him rest. And neither would the drill scene.
Ass!
RBT.
Little TJ, ass!
Gang.
Look at little TJ! Yo, TJ!
RBT.
Yo, suck my... Come out the car!
How many ops got
Come out the
murdered?
car!
Jack the oil, you
TJ!
ain't
3 years after Dumbouts hit, the Bronx lost another name, one that would soon be tied to his forever. Her name was Delilah Vasquez. On March 17th, 2021, her passing would send the same kind of shock through the neighborhood. And like Dummy, it didn't just end in retaliation, it ended in betrayal.
For me, I used to call my twin sister and shit. I ain't gonna lie, that's really, I ain't gonna lie. She was us, or she was one of us.
How old was she when that happened?
For sure. I think she was like 21. I really don't know.
She was older than you?
No, I'm older than her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for me, honest. For me, that was my sister, you feel me? Like, we from the same area, you feel me? But it was just like damn, like I was in a stool when I heard she passed. For me, I was in a stool.
That night, Delilah was inside an apartment at 3339 Hull Avenue, a dusty building just blocks from where she grew up. She was hanging out with people she trusted, people who laughed with her, took pictures with her, rolled up and shared secrets. But something shifted. Maybe it had been brewing for a while. Maybe it came out of nowhere. But sometime around 10 p.m., a single shot echoed through that apartment. Delilah had been shot in the head. Just a moment, and then she was bleeding out on the 3rd floor. The people she was with didn't call 911 right away. They didn't try to help. Instead, they called Delilah's mother. But they lied. They told her Delilah was downstairs. They told her to go check. While upstairs, her daughter was passing away on the floor.
Calls saying her daughter had been shot.
Literally, these people tricked me for over an hour to look for my daughter downstairs. And she was upstairs the whole time.
Frantically searching for her daughter, Duffy called the police, but no reports were made at that time.
Then that same number calls me back while we're with the police 40 minutes later. And they're like, Delilah's in apartment 3A and she's dying, and hangs up. So now the cops believed me. Now they thought I was telling the truth.
Vasquez was taken to the hospital where she was pronounced.
We could have saved her.
That delay would cost Delilah everything. By the time the paramedics found her, it was too late. She was rushed to Jacoby Medical Center, but she passed away shortly before midnight.
Delilah Vasquez was found shot in the head in a Norwood apartment earlier this month.
Neighbors described chaos that night. People running, guns being tossed out of windows. Surveillance footage showed bodies fleeing the building. Her mother, Cynthia Duff, told cameras that her daughter's assailants were the same people who pretended to care, the same ones who lied while her baby was bleeding out. Some whispered about backdoor setup.
It's unfair that your old friends kill you.
Family and neighbors gathered outside the Hull Avenue apartment where she'd been shot. Candles flickered beside handwritten posters.
What does D&D mean? Like, what is the meaning of D&D? What made y'all want to call it D&D?
Nigga, Dummy and Delilah. You ain't never see that? You thought it was called D&D like on your phone? No.
Yeah, like you put your phone do not disturb and shit.
That's a dead nigga and a dead girl.
A few days later, the family gathered again, this time at Woodlawn Cemetery.
Friends and family gathered at the Woodlawn Cemetery on Saturday to remember Delilah, who left behind 2 younger siblings.
Feeling really sad, and I really miss her, and I just can't believe that what happened to her.
But even after she was laid to rest, Delilah's family couldn't grieve in peace. Cynthia Duff and her family were soon hit with harassment. She began receiving anonymous threats via text, phone calls, and social media messages, with senders boasting that they were glad Delilah was deceased, and even claiming someone desecrated her grave. The threats got so bad the family had to flee their home of 10 years. Delilah wasn't famous. She didn't have a fan base, but her passing still sparked outrage, in part because of how young she was, in part because of who she was connected to, but mostly because of how cold the setup seemed. Her mother spoke to the press more than once, trying to make sure her daughter wasn't forgotten. She reminded people that Delilah had dreams, that she wanted to leave the Bronx, that she was trying to better herself. To some, she was a sister figure. To others, a friend who always had their back. She was known around the Bronx as someone loyal, bold, and unafraid to stand her ground. She joked easily, laughed loud, and made her presence known. She wanted out. She told friends and family she planned to leave the city someday, to start fresh somewhere with less street retaliations and more opportunity.
We love you, Delilah!
But wanting out doesn't mean you get out. Delilah wasn't affiliated with any gangs officially, but she moved in those circles. She had ties to both YGs and the Drillys. She was often seen on Live with D-Thang, a well-known figure in the Bronx drill scene. And while she wasn't a rapper, her name circulated alongside theirs, woven into a network of friendships, affiliations, and street politics. Some considered her neutral. Others called her reckless. But Delilah had a history. By the time she was killed, she had already been arrested 6 times. 3 of those arrests were for assault, including one in which she was accused of threatening a woman and her kids in 2020. For months, their names were separate stories. Dummy and Delilah. 2 young lives lost in different years, under different circumstances, but in the world of the Bronx drill, they became something else entirely. A phrase, a punchline, a target, D&D, or DND. It started as a cool insult, and from there, it spread. In the diss-heavy culture of Bronx drill, using the names of the deceased isn't new, but Dummy and Delilah became staples, referenced more than most. One of the first to cement the connection was Shaw EK and Blockwork in their track D&D. Shaw EK spits coldly. Smoking Dummy got me feeling different. Free Bro got booked for the knocker. Dummy, you better move proper. Lila. Blockwork's hook doubled down. That's D&D, referencing both persons in one breath. The song title alone made it clear. These weren't just individual diss names. They were paired forever in disrespect. Nas EBK followed suit on OYK, opening with Dummy got poked and he rested in piss. Delilah went out in a headshot. Lil N-word, that's D&D. He names both, makes fun of Dummy's stabbing, and links them conceptually by repeating D&D as if they were a brand. Then came C Blues Right Now Part 2, where he raps, Delilah got put in the sky, now she can go be with Dummy. Down the line, set the trend on No Ozone, contributed with Smoking Dummy, make it ease the pain more. She was living, now that B-word a ghost. Lila. And perhaps most viciously, Little TJ, who once faced beef with Dummy, released a track named Dumb Out, where he raps, R.I.P. Dumb Out. Man, I think I'm about to cry. Nah, I lied, cause N-word in the sky. But those close to the pair claim that the rappers were just making things up.
You might have heard his names in the op songs, none of them ever seen him. He didn't even know them.
Wow.
They wasn't beefing with us when he died.
Yeah.
They wasn't even outside yet. So it's like, for me, you know, everybody gonna talk to. I can't for everyone who say his name.
Yeah.
But I know the real him. So that's what I gotta know. That's all I know.
For months, the street buzzed with whispers about who hit Dummy, Behind the scenes, detectives had a suspect, 21-year-old Roshan Pine. Months after the hit, police arrested him and charged him with manslaughter in connection to Dummy's passing.
Police arrest the man they say killed an 18-year-old in our borough last month. Roshan Pine is now facing manslaughter, assault, and weapons charges in the death of Damian Gilbert.
According to reports, Pine wasn't a stranger. Some said he and Dummy had known each other, making the betrayal cut deeper. In court, Pine eventually pleaded guilty to first-degree manslaughter and was sentenced to 13 years in prison. When it comes to Dalila, it didn't take long for detectives to close in on a suspect. Soon, 2 arrests were made. Precious Williams, a 21-year-old woman, and a teenage boy whose name was not released due to his age. Both were charged in connection to Delilah's hit. But the case didn't stop at just those 2. In March 2023, Delilah's name surfaced again, this time in a massive indictment that targeted the Bronx-based Drilly gang. The indictment spanned nearly 82 pages and accusations and accused more than 20 people of crimes ranging from attempted hit to weapons charges to conspiracy. Rest in peace, Dummy and Dalila.